People, it's me, Kinghuman. Listen up. I want to do another of the videos that I post on YouTube, and I call Conversations with Friends. Basically, it's about me sitting down in front of a camera and talking to you as if you were my best friend at lunch. And I'm giving you my philosophies, and you can agree with it or not. Doesn't really matter. I'm giving you the benefit of my knowledge because I'm a freaking genius. So what's doing here is I want to revisit a couple of subjects that I talked about before on how we've been programmed to be cogs in a machine, to be batteries in the matrix. And I've been touching on this a little bit because nobody really, if you look at, okay, I'm an affiliate marketer, right? I tell people about products that I think will help make them money. But more importantly, I want to give people independence. I want to give them a tool that will allow them to escape being a battery in the matrix. And the reason I do this, sure, I make money at it. I make great money doing it. That's one of the rewards. But for me, one of the biggest rewards, more than money, more satisfying than money, is getting somebody else out of the matrix. Because I used to be in the matrix. You know, you guys got to realize, I was deep, deep, deep in the matrix because I did not have the opportunities that you guys have today. And I'm talking to a lot of you young guys. You need to wake up. When I was a kid, now I sound like an old guy when I say this because I grew up hearing that from the old people. Oh, when I was a kid, I used to have to walk 80 miles to school every day, uphill, both ways, and I didn't complain. So growing up with that, I said I would never sound like that, but here I am saying when I was a kid. But this is true. When I was a kid, we did not have the opportunities that you guys have in front of you today, and I want you to wake up and realize how powerful it is. I didn't have the internet. We didn't even have computers. They weren't invented yet. I had a pencil. That's what I had. Pencil and a piece of paper and the library. That's what I had. Now, I was programmed, like we all were, by school, by my parents, by my friends, by everybody around me, to believe that I was a cog in the machine. I mean, that was the only thing that was available. I didn't even know to think about becoming empowered, self-empowered. And, you know, I mean, basically that's what school teaches you. If you think about it, school grabs you when you're a little tiny kid and they put you in kindergarten. And from kindergarten through high school, they give you a basic education so that you can become part of the labor force. Think about that education. At no point in that evolution of that education did they give you anything that was empowering, self-empowering, or anything that taught you, hey, guess what? You don't have to be an employee. You can own the company. Never happened. At least not in my experience. Maybe things are different now, but I doubt it because, you know, that started back in the Industrial Revolution. I don't want to go into too big of a digression, but the Industrial Revolution came along and we had all of a sudden we had all these factories and assembly lines that needed a labor force. So the plutocrats put the system in place, which is an educational system, to make us into a cheap labor force. And that really hasn't changed all that much. You know, it's a recent development that the internet has come along and computers have come along and we have so many different options now. But the programming is still in here. The self-limiting, paralyzing programming that keeps you being a battery in the matrix. Now let me ask you this. Do you buy, when you come across a money-making opportunity online, do you buy it? Are you one of these guys that are habitual buyers of these programs, and yet you never take action. You look at the thing and it sounds really great. Oh man, I'm so excited to buy this. It's gonna make me money. I'm gonna be out of the matrix. I'm gonna be my own person and I'm gonna make a lot of money. I'm so excited. You buy it and then you get maybe a third of the way through and you abandon it. Some of you abandon it before you even look at it. Why is that? It's because of your programming. You know, one half of you says, yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it. But then when you buy it, you come across one tiny little obstacle and you say, I'm done. I can't. Oh, this is unworkable. And you go on to the next one. Well, let me tell you something. That is your problem. It may not be your fault, but it's definitely your problem. And it's not your fault because if you've been programmed to believe that you cannot succeed, then that's not your fault, but it's your problem because you have to get over that. You have to follow through. Because let's face it, yeah, there are a lot of programs out there that are unworkable junk. I see them all the time, and I won't touch them. I won't promote them. I won't tell anybody about them. I'll just throw them in the garbage. But there are so many others that are workable and that will work if you follow through. The problem is you don't follow through completely because you come to one little obstacle and you quit. That's your programming. Let me tell you something. Business is about overcoming obstacles. Big ones, little ones, medium ones. You have to overcome obstacles. So why is it that you don't overcome obstacles? Because you've been programmed to think that you can't. And you can. You won't believe how many times I get somebody asking me a question that would be easily solved with a simple Google search. But they don't even, they're so deep in their programming, they don't even think that they have the empowerment of the entire internet at their fingertips. They are so, I won't say dumb, I think they've been programmed into a stupor to where they think they can't solve their own problems. It has to come from an outside source. That's the way they've been led to believe. I'm not self-empowered, I'm not enabled, I can't find answers for myself. I have to ask somebody that's in a bigger position of authority than I am because I cannot empower myself. It's programming that you have to get over. You are a lot better than you think you are. You just have to get over these mental blocks that are paralyzing you. Follow through. Go ahead, fail. Fail a million times. You only have to succeed once. But the thing that's most important to me at this point for your success, I believe this, is not whether you buy a course, take it to completion and make money and become really successful. The most important thing is you buy something and you try it. You don't have to succeed at it. But what's going to happen is every time you go further down the line with your experience, you realize, wow, you know what? I accomplished a lot more than I did before. I'm starting to believe in myself a lot more than I did. I'm starting to realize on a subconscious level that I can do more than I was led to believe by whoever, your parents, society, the educational institution, the plutocrats of the world, whatever. You can do a lot more than you think you can. And you don't realize that now because you're still a battery in the matrix. You can't know what you cannot know. And you cannot know how drastically your perspective will change once you are outside the matrix looking in. You can't be in the matrix and look out. There's no view from there. You can't. It's blocked. And it's blocked deliberately to keep you in the matrix. So you're going to have to really, really try. You're going to have to put in a lot of freaking effort to get out of the matrix, and then things will explode for you. I try to give you guys the tools, the training, everything I can, even the mental mindset to try and pull you guys out of the matrix. But in the end, I'm just a facilitator. I can show you the way. But in the end, you're going to have to walk the path yourself. I can't push you screaming and kicking, because believe it or not, there are some people that want to stay in the matrix because it's comfortable. And this is this is one of the big things I see wrong with society today, is that people don't want to live the life they live. They don't want to be in their J.O.B. But yet, the problem with it is, it's designed in such an insidious way that people with a J.O.B. still have a certain comfort level. They still have a couch, they can still eat Cheetos, and they can still play video games. And as long as that mind-numbing shit, like video games and sports on TV, and believe it or not, religion is out there, though all that shit is opium for the masses. It's meant to put you to sleep to the point where you're happy enough remaining a cog in the machine or a battery in the matrix. As long as you can have that shit that will distract you from your ambitions, and you buy into that, as long as you keep buying into those things, those distractions that these big corporations have come up to distract you with, your ambition is going to wither like a piece of fruit on a tree that never gets watered. It's going to dry up and shrivel and fall down and rot. And when you think about it with an open mind, you'll understand how right I am. Think about football. Look at all these idiots that get so invested in football or any professional sport. And then look at the construction of it. Who's getting rich by that? The guys that own these stadiums and these football teams. I mean, they're the richest people in the freaking world. What good does it do for you? You know, you're watching a bunch of multimillionaires playing a game rather than investing in your own life. It's a distraction meant. Here's where it comes from. It comes from the Roman Colosseum, the games. Back when Nero's senators came to him and said, "Look, there's going to be a revolution because we're taxing the people too much. They're coming after you. They're going to have a revolution." He goes, "I got an idea. Build a Colosseum and we'll have free games, and that will distract these idiots enough to where they'll be happy enough in their life that they won't be shit disturbers." And it worked. It worked then and it works now. You have to wake up from that stupid shit that the big plutocrats are throwing at you to keep you distracted. You have to invest in your own future. You have to empower yourself and stop listening to the toxic influences in your life that continue to tell you you're not good enough. You just need to break free of the programming. So keep it up. Keep doing, yes, keep buying the programs, keep going through, keep progressing. Again, every time you make progress with those, you're reprogramming your brain on a subconscious level that's telling you, yeah, I can do it for myself. I can make my own. I can have my own meritocracy. Instead of working at a J.O.B. where somebody else determines my worth, I can determine my own worth. I can decide how much I want to make in life. Because I'm going to be in power. It's going to be my business. All right. I hope some of my rambling made sense to you guys, and I hope it wakes some of you guys up. Study some psychology. It really will help you. All right, guys, maximum respect. Donate a few bucks to help a sick kid. St. Jude's Research Hospital for Kids helps sick kids. They never charge a dime to the parents, and they share their research with other hospitals. You know, what could be better than helping sick kids? All right, guys. Bayanara, Booyakasha, and maximum respect.